Episode number 258.
If you think that recruiters and companies are not looking at your Instagram pages and your Facebook pages, you are completely wrong.
Right.
So be careful with what you post.
Welcome to the Be Real Show with Travis Too Tall and Huff, where we talk about life, dreams, social media, and business.
Well, hello and welcome to the Be Real Show with Travis Too Tall and Huff. Folks, you know your boy is always fired up. That's how I live. That's how I breathe. But the point is, after this show, I think you're going to want to reset your focus and lean in to yourself and be you and focus on the fact that there's a lot of opportunities out there in this world, even though we're going through something like the Rona, and we're going through something like we didn't expect. And focus on yourself, focus on your dreams, and really bring something to this world and be yourself, because at the end of the day, you can't be anyone else but you. I'm so focused to bring you guys our featured guest today. Are you guys ready? Belinda Agnew. Belinda, are you ready to be real?
Yes.
She's ready, folks. She's bringing the fuego. She is ready out from an Aussie from over the pond. In Melbourne, the beautiful Melbourne, Australia. Belinda is the managing partner at the Foccus Group, folks, and she is really helping Foccus and helping businesses find the best salespeople, find the best tech people, find the best digital talent out there. And we're going to talk about that using probably LinkedIn, one of my favorites, and all these amazing tools that are out there to find jobs and promote jobs. But Belinda, tell us a little bit about your story. How's your day going today?
Yeah, good. Can you not see in the background?
Okay.
Obviously, whoever's listening to this, but Melbourne is 4 seasons in one day. I don't know if you guys have been to the UK.
Really?
So you have to take like a jumper, a jacket, an umbrella, a singlet in like one day because you just don't know what the season's going to be.
Really? So it's just that diverse of a weather culture. You don't know exactly what's going to pop up on you.
Crazy. So right now it's raining. I would say in about an hour and a half, the sun will come out and it will be like super hot. And then it'll probably hail throughout the day and then come back to rain. Yeah.
Oh my God. So you really get to live all the seasons.
In one day.
Everyone in LA is jealous right now because they never get to see hail. They never get to see hail. They never get anything. I never in LA. They're like, it's hotter than 80 degrees. I don't even know what to do with myself out down here.
Oh my God, LA's
weather's
amazing.
Fascinating too. So you guys just live with that. That's just part of kind of the name of the culture.
Well, I haven't lived like this for a long time, to be honest. I'm originally from Sydney, Australia. Sydney, Australia is just sunny.
Gotcha.
You know, blue water beaches, like great weather, great vibe. Whereas Melbourne is very New York City, UK.
Got you.
Sydney is very LA, Laguna Beach, that type of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, different vibes.
Yes, different vibes and different weather. It sounds like different weather climate.
Yeah. But I do love Melbourne. Melbourne's great restaurants, great bars, food, great people. Whereas Sydney is very LA vibe. The people in Sydney are very LA.
Yeah, they're all into themselves. They're all into themselves.
Yeah, that's right.
She was trying to be nice, folks out there. She was trying to be nice. But your boy's going to be real. They're all into themselves. And it's important to focus on yourself, folks. It is important to focus on yourself.
Yeah.
It is.
Absolutely.
Especially right now, because we're all going through something. And this is a mental challenge as much as it's a physical challenge. We're being told to do certain things and certain things we're not being told to do. And I was talking to my brother this morning and I told him, I said, the most important thing is that they can't control what you do. They can't control you being a great dad. They can't control you being a great husband, friend, father, sibling, business person, podcaster, neighbor, whatever. They can't control you in that light. So just remember that, folks. You are the beacon of light to your neighbor, to your friends, to your family, to your siblings, and take this time to be that, because everyone needs this right now. But that leads me into your story. Thank you. Is tell us about, finding talent. Tell us about how you help people and how you created your business. First off, the Foccus Group. I like the name, Foccus.
Yeah. Focus
with 2 C's, folks. Double C's.
Yeah, with a double C. Well, this funny story is the reason why we chose Foccus was because one C was taken. So we're like, you know what? We like the name, so let's just go with double C.
Smart. The best entrepreneurs just tweak the name. Just tweak the name and get the URL.
Make it happen. Yeah. So we started the company, the agency, actually about I would say 2 years ago, around 2 years ago now. So very young, still really young.
Right.
We've grown quite quickly. It's my second business. So obviously my first, I learned a ton and kind of adapted, and fast tracked my current business.
Right.
So Foccus, when we first started, we were super conventional. Have you ever been to a recruitment agency? Have you sat down in a recruitment agency? Never.
No.
Okay, so do you know anything about them, like what they're like in general? So have you sat in a medical center before?
Yes.
So think that vibe, that energy, that is how it feels when you're waiting and sitting in a recruitment agency. It's very conventional. It's very suit and tie, really corporate, very mask driven. They're just not themselves. So they're very activity driven. So in a recruitment agency, if you want to be a recruitment consultant, you have to sit down. You have to dial 100 to 200 calls a day, prospecting new clients and prospecting candidates. Then on top of that, you have to email around 50 to 80 emails a day to prospecting new clients and prospecting new candidates to build a database.
Wow.
And if you have not hit those targets per day, you're actually not hitting your KPI or quota. Wow. So it is based on revenue you're making, but it's very activity driven. So can you imagine you're sitting in this box dialing, crunching out numbers, trying to convince people to sign up, with your—
Please take my call. Please. I got lunch for you.
It's ruthless. When I first started, I didn't know recruitment. And to be honest, I started very, conventional, and that's the way we did things.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. It works.
Right.
It does work.
Activity works. Yes.
But it's not going to, I guess, sustain such a growth in your business if you're going to constantly be activity driven. So I was like, there has to be more to this. What else can we do to create a brand or kind of get ourselves out there? How are we going to impact? How are we going to dominate? How are people going to know about Foccus? So LinkedIn was huge for me. Oh my gosh, guys, if you are not on LinkedIn, you are missing out on so much organic traffic, unpaid ads. My views, I think our last week we did a post with an affiliate partner. We reached 300,000 organic views on one image.
Wow.
And written piece, like a paragraph.
Wow.
Of why, we're partnering and XY.
No shit.
And this is organic. You don't pay for anything. And we only have 15,000 followers, but it's reaching
more people. It's reaching more people, yeah.
Right? It's just ludicrous. And all these people are in business. These are prospects. They're not just consumers, that are watching your stuff. These are actual prospects, planting seeds. So LinkedIn, we started posting videos.
Gotcha.
I just went on my phone and I just started talking about, I think my first video was what it's like to hire a great salesperson. The second one was why I'm listening to podcasts and why I love self-developing myself, XXX. And then I started to see traction, right? I was like, oh, people actually like my voice and like me, like my stuff. What? This is new.
What? Brush your shoulder off, girl. Watch out. Hey.
I was like, whoa. Yeah. So I got really excited and people were just messaging me like, oh my God, I love your video. It really, connected with me. It resonated with me. I'm going through this at the moment. I would really love your help. And I was like, wow, these people are touched. I was getting lengthy messages, all the time from people just saying thank you so much for the video. And I was like, this is crazy. There has to be something more. So we then hired an editor, a videographer, a copywriter, the whole shebang, a digital agency. We don't really have recruitment consultants. Our BD is content.
Gotcha.
That's our BD.
Gotcha.
That is how we get in front of clients.
Right.
6 months in, I didn't see any massive ROI on the content based on what we were putting in.
Right.
6 months in, boom, landed a big client. Actually, I can tell you about it at Mind Valley. I don't know if you know him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love Mind Valley. Absolutely.
Yeah, so we work with Vishan. We actually flew to Kuala Lumpur. We did some content together.
Wow,
we
good
created
job.
a great relationship. I partied with his team on Halloween. Great night, great team, great culture. And now we're working with them. And that was just based on social media presence and the brand that we had built and creating that kind of look and feel. And we won so many digital agencies. We are almost in ending of negotiation with AWS and Amazon Australia as well, which is based on a video that we posted on LinkedIn.
Wow.
They reached out to us, love the video, love what you're doing in the recruitment space. It's very out of the norm.
Wow.
Let's have a chat. So people are just starting to really see that. And not only in the agency of what we're doing, it's created so much more opportunities for me as an individual. I mean, I'm going on my first board now with an ASX listed company, which I'm going to announce next week, which is like incredible.
That's
so there's
amazing.
just so many things that are happening based on content, based on having yourself on LinkedIn or putting yourself out there. So that's been incredible. And just to give you a snapshot, Foccus is a digital tech recruitment agency.
Got you.
That's kind of the basics. So we recruit talent in the tech and digital space, anywhere from, front-end developers, back-end developers, creatives, all the way up to sales, CFOs, executives in that space.
It's a huge space. It's a huge growing space too. I mean, there's so many companies.
Love it. We love tech.
So many companies. It's like the best thing. There's two guys in the garage or two girls in the garage right now trying to beat Amazon or trying to beat the biggest companies out there in the world. And it's a few of our guests, brought some really good highlights in that. If without technology, Belinda, this virus would be devastating. If you weren't able to get Amazon packages and be able to use the technology to FaceTime your family members and just think about all the ways you use that smartphone and technology,
it would be
devastating to go through something like this without having online delivery and Uber Eats and however you're ever getting maybe some food or, however you're getting things maybe delivered to you, or also just the convenience to be able to do podcasts, handle customers, do everything still at scale. You're working from home. I'm working from home. People are all working from home. The top companies in the world, Facebook, are working from home. The point is, it's all because of tech. So it's just fascinating. It's really saved us during these times. A lot of different winners, obviously Zooms and the winners you want to talk about in stocks, which I love. But the point is, on the flip side, it's just this is the new format. And so you have now, not only because through your content, you are now going to be one of the leaders because everyone else in the other way is trying to pivot. It's not cool to have a big office. It's not cool to come in here and sit down. People want more versatility, and they want
not cool anymore.
Handle it and do Zoom and be able to work with people. And it also allows you to work with more customers because, like you said, your content's getting out there. So anyone can do a Zoom. I'm here. We're like at the two farthest points in the world right now, but yet we're connected in this meeting right here. We're connected for you folks on this call seamlessly and easily, right? So there's just no excuses anymore. So it's like, this is the thing, folks. It's, create content. When did you create that first LinkedIn video? Because I think I would really like people to know about that.
12 months ago.
Boom. So it's only been 1 year that has really, because LinkedIn video has really taken off in the last year. So you hit it at the right time. You really
12 months ago.
Yeah, hit this at the right time. I mean, because it like that's the best part. Wow, that's amazing. And so do you keep a consistent log of videos?
Oh, absolutely. So we were doing I think a couple pieces a week. Now we're doing about 8 pieces of content a week. But I'm definitely I want to double that in the next 6 months, like in articles, audio, and a few other bits and pieces.
Right.
But we really want to push the content heavy more than ever. It's brand awareness. People want to know who you are. Yeah,
this is the time to build trust and influence. And like you said, you built stuff that you're reaching 300,000 people, and it's all organic. She's not paying for ads. It's great content, which is amazing.
Unpaid.
You can force 300,000 impressions down someone's throat, but if it's not great content, they don't care.
True.
So it's one of those things. Like a lot of people have big ad budgets. but they're not thinking about the content. And so I think this is the time to think about your content.
So to give you an example, we actually just, sorry to cut you. We did a little ad actually, to test it out. Not me. It's my good buddy from WePoy. He posted something and we just wanted to test to see what it would look like with the impressions. I think we got 2 likes and there was around 4,500 views. 2 likes.
Yeah. So it's not about the like either. It's not about the like.
I'm like, what? Like, that's crazy to me. No, it's just like the engagement. Whereas I think it was like 300,000 views. We got around, I think, 2,500 likes or something crazy. Like probably more than that. I don't know. And we just got tons of engagement and that was organic. So it's just like, we're paying for this, but we're not getting anything from it versus not paying. It's like, what?
And and it's part due to the fact that you hit it at the right time. I think if you were to start those videos right now, it would be tougher, for those that are listening.
You would know that. Yeah.
You're not going to get quite the same engagement, but still there's TikTok. There's other platforms where there's a ton of organic engagement and it doesn't excuse you from the fact that you could actually make a video right now on any platform, right? Like you can make an Instagram video and you can make a LinkedIn video and a YouTube video but the thing is, people just get so scared. I don't want to do it. I don't want to look perfect. What made you get over that hump?
How many times I've heard this, like these questions, like how do you start? Like what?
Yeah, because so many people are afraid to hit that record button.
This question. Oh my God. Yeah, right. This question I got, the question I always get is, so tell me, like, what teleprompter do you use? Who writes your scripts when you actually create content? And I was like, we don't create scripts at all. We don't use teleprompters. The only way we would use a teleprompter if it's an informational video or an infographic, but that's like never. We never do corporate videos, like once off kind of thing.
Right.
And the second thing is, what do you use? What camera do you use? What lighting do you use? How do you get the confidence to show up? Like, I've been doing this for 12 months and I can only tell you, I was with my one of my partners in my new venture, Worker, which is a video CV app we're about to launch this month. And we were sitting down in the boardroom and I had to do this little video on my phone about like what you should be doing in a pitch video. And I swear, I think I did it 15 times and he was just looking at me like, I thought you were a pro at this. Like, I thought you would have just got it in one go. And I'm like, absolutely not.
That's what it's not.
Like,
yeah.
This shit does not come easy. You think I'm just going to sit here and get the shot in one take? No, I need to try all angles, all lighting.
Yes.
I need to make sure my tonality is right. My presence isn't fake. And I come across genuine.
Right.
Like, people think that, this thing is taken in one go. No, like, it takes several times. And I still get nervous. I still get the shakes. I still hate showing up. I still don't know what I'm saying. But, you just need to go with that and learn from what you are doing and kind of just change that as you go along.
Right.
But people just think it's a overnight thing, right? Like,
of course. Everybody's like, my girl just did it overnight. She just went viral in one post. It's like, no. People put in work on this thing and they're going to keep putting in work, It's not done. You're growing, you're scaling. Tell us a little about your newest venture. I'm interested in that. I saw on your Instagram.
Yeah, Workle. So Workle is a video CV platform. The reason why this came about is because another thing about Foccus, the agency, what sets us outside the norm is we don't just submit CVs, PDFs. We submit video CVs. So a 1 minute, hey, my name's Belinda. I really love your company. I would love to apply. This is my background. I'm passionate about recruitment. I'm passionate about entrepreneurship. Please check out my Workle profile.
Right.
Boom. I can now see if you're going to fit with my culture, your tonality, your presence. All of that matters over skills. Right. Attitude matters over skills. So for me, I was like, let's create an app and do something with that. Which we have an investor, an angel investor. We have a engineer.
Good job.
And myself. So there's 3 of us that have created this. We've got a team in India that's developing it, which is an agency. And we're about to launch the first journey in this month, end of this month or early next month, I'm hoping. But it's going to be a SaaS model, so a subscription-based model, like a starter, a medium, and then premium.
Gotcha.
And we're selling it into companies to basically headhunt talent through videos, like scrolling through. And they can open the video, they can open their CV, they can open their socials like LinkedIn, Facebook kind of thing.
Gotcha.
And see everything.
So it's like a more vetted, it's like a more way of almost a higher level of vetting them in a way through video, through like you said.
Kind of. So it's like basically like LinkedIn. So think LinkedIn when you're searching for a candidate, like
right.
LinkedIn license charge $7,500 a year.
Wow.
To access candidates, but you don't get the CV, you don't get a video, you don't get an updated mobile number or email or even a photo, and you're paying $7,500 a year.
Wow.
So this actually has all of that in one platform.
Got you.
And it's just so much easier to use. It's very millennial focused, which is what I wanted.
Right.
So.
Yeah, millennials want it to be, use the emoji. I'm a huge fan of the Robinhood app, and when you buy a stock on Robinhood, they put an emoji after each one. There's always a different emoji. It's funny.
Really?
Oh, it's fascinating. It is
cool.
Fascinating. Yeah, I mean, it's just a simple way of like I got E-Trade too, folks. I love E-Trade, but I'm also at the end of being a millennial. And so I got Robinhood too, and it's an investing app, and it's just funny how they communicate differently. Like E-Trade is very structured, very Robinhood. They got the sunglass emoji, you got the fire emoji. When you're buying stocks, it's kind of funny how they use things differently in context, like you said, because it's not only the content you have, but who you are talking to and how they're taking that in the context. Because I think it's so important. You read someone's resume, folks. You don't know your boy T-Hub has got energy like this. You read my resume, you don't know I got energy. You don't know that. You can't read that. You can't feel that on a resume. I can try to make you feel that. I can use all bold. Yeah.
Get this. Obviously you've interviewed people.
Absolutely.
Right? So when they come into an interview, within like seconds, minutes, if they're not going to be the right fit, right?
Absolutely.
So what do? You have to still sit there.
It's a bullshit time.
As a reputation, you still got to sit in the meeting and do it for like at least 20 minutes. You can't just be like, okay, you're not a right fit in seconds, minutes, bye. Like, no, you have to sit and waste your time.
It's a good point. So this helps you vet that. It helps so you could just go to the next person instantly. Smart.
Yeah.
Watch out, folks. My girl's making money moves. Hey, well, I'm proud of you. That's amazing. It's always the thing about entrepreneurship and the thing about this journey in life is that you always have to keep challenging yourself, keep learning, keep growing. We're never in a stagnant mindset, and taking on new challenges, learning new things, adapting. And this one sounds like a really good one because it also blends with what you already know. It's like you're not going to get a restaurant app or something like that. You're going into an industry, and also maybe it sounds like a very big pain point that you've recognized that this maybe can do in some sort of automation way, which people got Salesforce and we got all sorts of different tools. This in business, so this is just another tool in the tool belt for people.
Yeah, it's another tool
to vet the quality candidates to see what they're all about. That's amazing.
That's all it is. Yeah.
So it'll be a 2-part system marketplace. Then people on the other side will upload their stuff if they're looking for jobs too.
Correct. So it's free for candidates to upload and upload the video and all of that. They don't have to pay for anything, obviously, to use it. The companies obviously have to pay for a subscription to access the candidate's profile. Yeah.
Smart.
And that could be recruitment agencies, companies, all sorts of things.
Right. I think that's a big one. There's not many tools out there like that. Do they?
There's not really. So we're actually offering where the recruitment agency can share the link to the workable profile to the client as well. So they can just click on the link and actually see the profile rather than the recruitment doing the whole video and the whole CV formatting and all of that, which is usually what we do. So it just saves a ton of time, first of all. Like time is important for both company and recruiters.
Time is money, baby. Time is money. You only got like 3 seconds, they say, in front of recruiters, who knows if that's a real accurate stat or not. Someone sees your name and says, T-Hub, bye. I don't like that guy's name. Bye. I got hired at Disney because I sent a legal format. I would send these, I'd sent these top secret file formats because this is obviously before LinkedIn. And my boss, she couldn't file me away, right? So she put me on her desk. She was pissed because she couldn't file me away because I sent it into her into like that legal size format, which is like not normal size. It's a little bit longer and bigger just because I'm 6'8". So I wanted to tell, like, I'm big, I'm a tall guy, you know, I'm a top secret. You should never share this with anybody because I'm your best candidate. But the point is she hated it, right? So she hated it, Belinda. But the big boss came into her office one day and he said, who is this guy? He picked up my resume and he said, you got to give him a call, man. You got to give him a shot to interview. 3 interviews later, I was the first person hired out of college to work for ABC Television in the sales department. So it shows you got to just be different, you know, you got to just be different. And that was in a different, you know, that was in a different day and age. And actually I tell that story a lot to the college students in that I could have just gotten filed away, you know, and I got the opportunity of a lifetime because I got put on a desk for an extra day where the big boss came in and said, hey, this guy's creative. He's someone different, unusual to what we normally see. And I want to give him a shot, you know, because he had a different mindset. He was a different kind of boss. And so you just got to think differently these days because so many times people are just easily to just quickly just fill this out. Quick, you know, now on LinkedIn, you can just pretty much just of a click of a button, just apply for this job. It's like
crazy.
It sounds good, but does that really get you the job is the key question, right? So that leads me into a great profile. We're all kind of profiling each other in one brief second, you know, like you said, in 10 minutes or 30 seconds or how short a period you want to think, you're getting to kind of know, is this the right candidate or not? When you look at someone, are you looking at their LinkedIn? What are you looking at on social specifically, and what are you looking at about someone that you can kind of say, oh, this is a good candidate?
Look, it really depends on what industry you're in. But for us, if a person doesn't have LinkedIn, I'm really biased against LinkedIn.
Right. You're like, if you don't have that, you're just probably not going to be a good candidate in general.
Look, I don't rule it out completely, but I do question, you know, why don't they have LinkedIn? And why don't they have socials? So if you think that recruiters and companies are not looking at your Instagram pages and your Facebook pages, you are completely wrong.
Right.
So be careful with what you post. Because in the end, companies, the biggest companies in the world, they look for culture first over anything.
Right.
Because you can teach somebody skills, you can mold somebody based on your company values and what you need as a company, but you cannot teach attitude and you cannot teach personality. So keeping in mind, the first thing that we look at is social media.
Got you.
What do they like? What's their attitude? What's their presence? Who are they as a person?
Right.
Because you can't change that person in the end, even if you try. And even if they are putting on a mask, they'll always be revealed in the end and it's just not going to work. So social media is definitely the first place we go to.
Got you. It's fun. I was thinking, I had a thought too, that it's like social is like, that person is going to put a good face going forward, but you can look at their past posts where it's like, you know, people can always put a good face going forward. I'm going to be a better person. I'm going to be a better this, but what did you do 7 days ago? Oh, I was an asshole. I was this and that, you know? So it's just one of those things. Your past always is now out there on social. And that, like you said, be wise, you know, that's why stories exist, you know, because stories kind of somewhat go away after 24 hours. Now, if you put the wrong thing on there, people will take screenshots, folks. So don't be stupid and dumb.
Right.
These platforms, you know, still don't put stuff on stories because people still could take screenshots. But stories is a platform that does go away. And I see people using it, you know, where they're going to put more, not stuff that you want to maybe not have necessarily reminded for the rest of your life. You know, you might put the turn up, I DJ on Saturday nights live. And so I put these funny snapshots that I probably won't be putting on my feed of Instagram, but I'll put it on my stories, you know, so people can see how crazy I am on once a week. But now we're about to take you, Belinda, into our top 10. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's go. Let's go. She's ready, folks.
Top 10.
Top 10. She wasn't ready for this. Let's go. Apple or Android?
Apple.
Apple all day.
Hands down.
Netflix or YouTube?
Sorry?
Netflix or YouTube?
YouTube.
YouTube. Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram.
IG. And she's a great follow. Give people your Instagram handle so they can come check you out.
Just first and last name, original. Belinda Agnew original. Yeah.
Great follow. A lot of great content on there too. Great content on there. Chicken or steak?
None. I'm vegan.
Vegetarian. Do you have a favorite vegetarian burger, or what's your favorite vegetarian meal?
Vegan meal is probably a poke bowl. Like, you know, with like
I've never heard of that. Oh, okay, I got you.
the potato and like the tofu and the tempeh and like the veggies all in one.
Gotcha.
But I do love a really good Beyond Burger. So
Beyond Burger
is like oh my God, they're so good.
Beyond Burger. That's one of my investments too, man. That's a good one. Let's go Beyond Burger. I've been hearing it. Beyond Burger, Impossible Burger. Everyone lives a different lifestyle. I try to eat more veggies, but once in a while I still got to have some chicken, have some steak. But I definitely believe in a plate of vegetables, folks. A good salad. Today, I'll show you my salad. I'm about to eat the rest of it, folks. I had a $2 meal prep salad,
wow.
Spinach salad, real easy, vegetables, the simplest stuff. But the point is, that's made me, I would say, possibly a millionaire. That's made me possibly, someone that's financial freedom for the rest of my life because I know how to cook and I know how to, eat simple. And then take that money and invest it and put it in Beyond Meat and put it in the biggest companies in the world that grow. But so next question is laptop or smartphone when you're on the go?
Smartphone.
Smartphone.
Both, actually. I take both.
You gotta take both, but the smartphone is just amazing what it can do,
the
right?
Smartphone, yeah.
It's like, how many things can this thing do now? Oh my God. Spotify or Pandora?
Spotify.
Boom. Movies or video games?
Movies.
Do you have a favorite Australian artist? Because I feel like we don't get to hear each other's music as much. I mean, we do, but there's like,
Australian
obviously,
artists.
like, is there any top Australian artists that are out there? Like, I used to know, like.
I mean, I don't really listen to Australian artists. Isn't that crazy?
Do they make
American,
Australian music, or is it a different type of music?
They do. Yeah, they do, but it's really like a country vibe type of thing. Look, I like country, and I'm not dissing it, but I'm very into like rap.
Nice. She's down for that.
Spanish music, that type of
the
vibe.
Trap.
Yeah.
That's the booty shaking music, folks, just in case you didn't know. Hey! That's when we get to go back to the dance clubs. We used to be going to Vegas, man, like 5 times every year, man. It's just so sad now.
Oh, my God.
It's all right, folks. We'll be all right. We do a dance party every Saturday at my house. It's a great time. Reading books or listening to books?
Listening to books.
Boom. Do you use Audible?
Audible, yeah. I'm really bad at reading. I try. Yeah. It's just not my thing.
And it's so much easier to like listen too. Sometimes you could just do so many more things.
On the go, right? Like walk the dog, listen to an Audible.
It's insane. It's insane.
I can't read and walk.
Yeah, no, it outbeats it in that fact. It's just like there's so the amazing ability to have those AirPods on, like Bluetooth, wireless up, and just be getting the best knowledge in your world, in your brain right there.
Yeah.
And it's
100.
like wherever you're driving, you could be at the gym. Well, we don't have gyms anymore, folks, out here in California, but
neither.
You could just be anywhere and still like enriching your mind. So it's a fascinating. The same thing why podcasts have gone up. I mean, since the 6 years we've been doing our show, it's insane how the numbers have gone up. The shows have gone up, more people out there, obviously more competition, of course, but our show still keeps going. So, and growing. So that's the thing is like the people are listening because of the easy convenience of it. Stocks or real estate, when you're talking about investing, when you're thinking about, making some money. Stocks. Do they have a stock market? They have their own stock market too, right?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
I think Australia is a good market to invest in too. I think Australia is a great market to invest in.
I'm not into real estate. I've never been into real estate.
Yeah.
I probably will one.
It's a slow market. It's one of those things that's like you really can't get out of it very fast. So it's really tough there. And then it really doesn't grow that much, like when you really do the math on it, like it does, but it kind of doesn't, So it's like, and it's a big boy game, really. Let's just be real. I mean, usually this stuff's $5 million, $10 million. And you start talking about that, you got to put down $100,000 or $500,000 where, I bought Shopify stock I was looking at this morning, a $60 stock that's now $1,000. I bought Tesla stock at $26. The stock is almost $2,000. 15,000% return. I mean, so you can turn $500 into, 20,000. You can turn 10,000 into 2 million.
Crazy.
And so stocks allow that where you will never see that in real estate. You'll never buy a piece of property for 10,000 and it turns into
100%. And it's a headache. Real estate.
It's a headache. Yeah, it's a headache. And you got fires. And I have a buddy that's in real estate. He showed me some fires today. He's got couple fires, because it's when it gets 100 degrees out here or more, you know what happens. Things start going out and breakers and this and that. And it's like, oh my
yeah,
God.
how people do it.
You got to have people, you got to have money and the patience. So yeah, get in the stocks, folks, stock game. So when you're waking up in the morning, Belinda, I know you are actually waking up right now with us because it's morning where you're at.
Yeah.
And you're getting ready for the day. You're looking yourself in the mirror. Why do you love being you?
Whoa, deep
Boom!
question.
Watch out! Watch out!
With this deep question. Well, what do I see when I look at myself?
Yes.
That's actually a really good question. Nobody's asked me this before.
There we go. See, T-Huff's in the driver's seat now. Let's go. Let's go.
Jesus Christ. So what I don't really think about that when I look at myself in the mirror, to be honest. I'm just like thinking about what's going on next. But it's a good question. Yeah. If I were to look at myself in the mirror, I would definitely be like, God, like, you're just like dominating right now. Like, well done to you. Like, you know, give yourself a tap on the back. Like, because I feel as though, yes, I'm super grateful for the things around me, but sometimes I'm not so grateful to myself. I'm the person that holds things together, and I make sure that everybody's A-okay before I'm okay.
Right.
So sometimes I maybe need to do that and just like, you know what? Like, you're making shit happen. Just like give yourself a fucking break.
And yeah, I mean, honestly, that's the entrepreneur's dilemma, is that, and anyone that's achieving a lot in their lives, I don't think gives themselves enough credit for where they're at. Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk right now. I don't think they're giving themselves enough pats on their back for what they've done to build and change the world in our worlds of solar cities and all these different Teslas. And now you're changing the world with Amazon and Jack Ma of China. They're just amazing visionaries. I think that they still don't give themselves credit. I think that's one of the things we all need to do right now for ourselves is give ourselves a little pat on the back. You know, it's because you know what? Like, celebrate yourself. Quite often you need to remind yourself that, you know, you have to be your biggest cheerleader too, because no one is usually going to be your biggest cheerleader. You know, it's not really their responsibility. Not even your partner, not even your spouse, not even your parent, not even your kids, not even your business partner, not even your investors, not even your customer. It's not their job to be your cheerleader. And so the main thing is, even when I get down on myself, sometimes I got to just be like, hey, man, you got to change your mindset, man. You got to change your mindset. You got to get through this.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's going to be shitty. You know, we're getting hits right now. It's going to be shitty, but change your mindset.
Yeah.
Don't bring that energy to this world, because that is that's the things you can't control. Like I talked to you guys about when I was telling my brother today, is like, that's the things you guys can control. And I love that you are not, you know, all into yourself, because at the end of the day, you know, you could be into yourself. Everyone could be into themselves every day. But it's important to also just say, hey, you know what? I've done great, and you'll do greater. So to like know where you're at, but to know that your threshold is a lot more now, because you've achieved a lot, but now you can achieve even more now that you know that you've achieved that much, you know? And so like you get your threshold more, folks, when you achieve. And
celebrate the small wins, please, guys. You know, everyone's trying to celebrate like the big deals and the big achievements. Don't forget the small wins. When you start a staff member, when you know, do an awesome morning Monday meeting, like, you know, celebrate those wins. Like, you're doing amazing, you know?
Yeah, we all need that right now for ourselves, you know, because we're all literally going through this in different ways. And trying to still grow our businesses, trying to still be great people for our families and followers and friends and everything. And so it's a time. Do you think that at the end of a long career, you'll ever retire? Do you think you'll ever say, I'm done, I'm retiring, heading off to greener pastures here?
Probably, I would say 3 years ago, I would say yes. Now I'd be like, absolutely not.
Yeah. Is that because you're now a business owner? Is that because you now know, like,
no, I've always been in business at 23, right? 22, sorry, turning 23.
Got you.
But obviously I was young, you know, I had no idea. And like, to me, I'm like, I'm going to retire at 40 and, you know, like live on an island. It's like the wrong mindset. But now I would definitely say the impact that I feel I've made to people in the last year of creating content, it's just like so much bigger than me. I just can't stop. It really, people feed me. Like, they just feed my day, feed my life, my soul. And it's just so much bigger than I am. So I definitely don't believe I would retire. I definitely would love to end up in the entrepreneur game where I am an investor into just like companies or millennials or startup entrepreneurs. That would be my total passion because I just love entrepreneurs. I just love them at the core.
Right.
Especially the innovative ones for sure. So yeah, definitely won't retire. Not me. I could see myself, I actually visualize this. I could see myself at like 70 years old and just like walking into a boardroom and just sitting down and listening. Like I could just totally see that about me.
That's amazing. That's amazing. You're going to be a Shark Tank Melbourne over there. Hey, watch out.
I love that. I would so do that.
That's one of my favorite shows. I love that show. I mean, it's really a great resonance for the future generations too. And I learned so much from these shows that are about business, that teach you about business. You learn these different cool businesses that are out there. And it just 100%. Inspires you. There's like so much innovation in humanity, and that nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you, folks. And so just remember that there's too many examples around us. Do you have a morning routine? Is there a way you start your day, get your day going?
I'm not a morning person, and I think you know that now.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, I mean, everyone knows their strengths.
I'm totally not. I've tried to be the 5 a.m. club girl. It didn't work for me. So I usually go to bed at like, I would say 1, 2 a.m. at night. And I would work quite late up until sometimes 11 midnight, even later. But I usually start my day at around 9 o'clock, 9, 10, sometimes 11 actually a.m. depending. But I get a lot of my meetings out in the morning. And then I take a break and do a few things, and then I go back to work and I just smash out my day. Gotcha. And then I would, take a break from like in the afternoon, and then I would come back and smash out the night. I'm a night owl, and all my creativity comes at night. So I need to be focusing at night.
Yeah, I mean, it's very important to have self-awareness, folks, and know like if you're not a 5 a.m. person, don't be a 5 a.m. person. Like
I know everyone's doing that.
You don't need to. It's like, yeah, that works in some cases, but like you're going to be tired by 3 p.m. and you're going to be like not wanting to have any energy for the rest of your day. And are you going to show up for your family? Are you going to be able to be the other things you got to do in your day? So yeah, so it's like I'm
not that person.
It works. For some people it works. I agree. I think it's very important to just know kind of the strengths of what works.
Do what works for you,
and feed that. Don't go against it. Don't push yourself. To try to do something that you're not. I mean, it's so important. Do you think you have a skill right now you're trying to master? Is there something you're trying to get better at right now?
Yes.
What are you trying to get better at?
I'm trying to be more present.
Present, yeah.
Right now,
it's hard.
It's the book The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle.
Oh, it's a great book.
It's really hard read, but there's so much in there that just resonates with me and my journey right now, because I've constantly been living in my thoughts and my thought process, and knowing the fact that was never real. It's like, what? My thoughts were actually never real. Like I was just constantly living in what's going to happen next, and what's going to happen in my next meeting, and what's going to happen next week. And I was never actually living in the moment and the present of right now. Like we're on a podcast, and I need to really live in this moment and feel the energy and be in the energy,
Absolutely. So, and it's a moment that lasts forever too, because it goes out on the internet and we are out there forever. So it's when you live in the moment, you can always re-listen. But the point is, it's a great thing that you've put it out there for everyone, is that you got to stay present right now, folks, and not get so caught up in the mind of what's next, and I've got to do this, and what happens. A lot of times people think, I'm going to start a business. This is going to be the most successful thing on earth, and I'm not going to know how to deal with the success.
Yeah,
money is just going to keep raining from the heavens and that's not reality. Even if you build a big business, you can get hit over the head. You can have the pandemic hit. If you're AMC movie theaters, one of the top movie theater companies in the world, the movie industry went from $200 million one week to $5,000 the next week. I mean, dude, talk about not their fault. Big movies on the way. I mean, there's lots of big movies that are waiting to be released, but the point is you can't do it. And so even if you had the best idea, best business, been working forever, scaled up, grew, had everything, venture capital, went public, and still you get hit. So just know, folks, that the journey is, there's no, I always like to say, it's not a pissing race, right? Because Jeff Bezos is pissing all over us, folks. He's making $11 million. He's making $11 million an hour right now. So just so you guys know, he's making $11 million per hour. The point is,
crazy.
It's not a pissing race. There's always going to be someone faster, more beautiful, more ripped, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things to know that, like, wherever you're at, you are there for a purpose, and know that, like we talked about, like, you're doing good wherever you're at. As long as you're trying, putting effort in, and not just watching Netflix all day, you are doing something special for this world, and give yourself a little credit for it, because if anyone else, no one else is going to. So you got to. The media is not going to. Your friends aren't going to. They might support you, but you've got to do it for you. And so a couple last questions for you, because I love this talk and energy. It's gone a little longer, but I really appreciate your energy today.
No, thank you.
Showing up big time for our guests. Do you have a favorite app right now on your phone? Is there a favorite app you gravitate to?
A favorite app?
Yeah, like when you're like, I love this one.
I have so many apps. Like, my phone is like crazy. My favorite app right now is Uber Eats. No, I'm kidding.
Right. Yeah, let's be real. There's stuff that makes you
No. But like, it's so convenient. Oh my God. I do use Uber Eats a lot, but there's an app I just downloaded. It's called The Pattern.
Really? I've never heard of this.
The Pattern, yeah. And basically, it basically just tells you, funny story, I'll shout him out. Do you know Danny Morel?
No, tell us about Danny.
Oh, what? He's like a very conscious living guy doing amazing things in that space. You should actually hit him up on Instagram. Type him in, Danny, DANNY MOREL. He actually told me to download that app, The Pattern, and it tells you just all these things about you as a person, and it's 99% true. It's actually really scary. Yeah. So it's like very spiritual type of thing, but it's just really good to know. Like, so you have to put in your date of birth, the time that you were born, to the minute, seconds, and your full details, and you just download it. You'll be surprised. Wow. And you can actually add people. So if you're like seeing someone, or if you want to know if you're compatible with that person in a friendship or a relationship, you can actually, it tells you what will happen and what's currently happening. And it's just like crazy.
That's amazing. Isn't that crazy how technology, like something like that they could take down to your birth hour and minute and all that. And then they can create, because there's something to it. They talk about the time you're born. They talk about the day, the day you're born, and the obviously about the horoscopes and all that stuff, but there's something to it, the pattern of our lives, right? I mean,
the pattern.
It's fascinating. Pattern. I'm gonna have to check that one out. There's so many apps. There's so many damn cool apps out there.
Yeah, I know.
So last question for you. Be real tonight. If you could sit down to a Beyond Meat amazing burger with anyone in the world, and they're flying to you, who do you want to sit down to dinner with right now, or lunch with?
There's three people.
Let's go.
Can I say three people?
Of course.
I love this. Kris Jenner. Hands down. She is the ultimate
boss,
titan in business. I love that woman. I respect her so much. She's just an absolute boss. Kris Jenner. Number 2 would be Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk. I can't pick between the two, but one of them for sure. And the third person is probably Kanye West, because he'd probably tell me how it is. And the other one would be Dalai Lama, which would be living like the journey that I'm currently on at the moment, is just understanding my journey and my awareness and my presence for sure. Those people in a room, oh my God.
That would be insane.
If I was to choose one, I would say Dalai Lama.
Yeah. Talk about someone so connected. Those the people can't maybe see this, but they'll be seeing it on YouTube or just so you can get a visualization. Your boy has always collected autographs since I was a little kid. The Dalai Lama, when I had an AOL account, if you guys can remember AOL, way the hell back. You probably don't even know what that is. I don't even remember what AOL is, but America Online, existed. And the Dalai Lama would you could send him an email and he would mail you an autograph. So I have the Dalai Lama autograph, and he'll sign it to your name. If I can find it, I will get you that email address. just so you could send him an email, and he'll actually personally email you back from Tibetan postage, and you send him a message. Yes, and that was years. I mean, this is like we're talking a while ago. I don't want to age myself, but we're talking 20-something years ago. So it's fascinating. Yeah, fascinating.
That's crazy.
He was answering emails that long ago, and just
oh my God,
an incredible energy, as well as a way of living, of gratitude, of finding joy in, like we talked about, the moment, the second, the day, appreciating where you're at, appreciating who you are, knowing that the challenge in life it's going to be challenging, but life is okay. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And the fact that you could drink some water and flush the toilet, you're going to be okay today, folks. Trust me, everything in this life you can overcome. Can you give our listeners one last real talk thought? Can you give us one last little piece of fuego to leave us with this show today?
Yeah. I think I said this on my last show, but I'll say it again because it's so important. And I feel like a lot of people need to listen to this. It's okay if you are not going to be an entrepreneur. It's okay if you're not going to be a business owner, because those are for the people that are an entrepreneur and want to lead and do all those things. We need people like you to operate the business and make sure everything's running. Not everybody can be an entrepreneur.
Right.
And people need to get that out of their heads. It's like, you need to really question yourself is, why are you doing what you're doing? And are you an actual entrepreneur? And you need to really listen to that, question yourself daily. Like I do all the time. I'm like, am I actually an entrepreneur? Like, is this really what I want to do?
Right.
Still to this day, because I think in life, as you grow, you're just constantly changing. And people need to stop thinking that they need to be this certain person just because Instagram perceives that, this is a cool thing. And I'm going to be $100 million man or $100 million woman or whatever. It's like, really think about it. Like, is that really what you want to do? And if so, why? And then from those two answers, I'm sure you'll know what you need to do.
That's so important. Yeah. That's a great point. Self-awareness, and
self-awareness, man.
And just being, like the show says, be real. Just be with where you're at. If you can never tell a story better than your story, you can never tell a story better than yours. Like, there's nothing in life. No one has the same story. We all have this different story in life. Different obstacles, different challenges. Some are crazier than others. Some are very sad. Some are very happy. But we all have a story. And so now is the time to tell your story. I personally want to say thank you for telling your story, because I think it is an amazing story. I think that your continual growth is on the way to the moon. Anything you do is amazing. I love the new app. I think that's a fascinating new business. And I appreciate you coming up with your energy today, because I think that that's also important for those that are out there, to have that positive mindset, know that you can get through anything, and see that there's amazing people out there like yourself killing it in a business,
Thank you
getting
so much.
tons of organic reach. That. And I already know you're not stopping. I already know you're not happy with where you're at. You're going to keep pushing. You're going to keep grinding, keep going for more. So shout out to you, my friend. Where's the best place for people to find you or find more about the business?
So just my Instagram, it's Belinda Agnew Original. Or you can follow me on LinkedIn, which is my first and last name, Belinda Agnew. I also have a YouTube, Belinda Agnew, as well. And if you want to email or reach out, and if you have any questions, email Will, WILL, at Foccus with a double C, so FOCCUS.com.au. And any questions you have, or any collaborations or anything at all, just reach out to Will and we'll make it happen.
We absolutely will put that in the show notes for you guys, folks, too, just in case you guys didn't get that. For sure, we'll put it in the show notes. Folks, you've been hanging out with Belinda Agnew and your boy Travis Too Tall and Huff. We want to thank you again for your time today, and let's keep being real. What another epic episode. And if you enjoyed the episode today, can you please do me a favor and subscribe to our podcast, The Be Real Show, on iTunes or your favorite podcast platform, and also take a little time today, if you don't mind, and give your boy T Huff a review. I would really super appreciate it, and thank you so much for listening today. Right now, more than ever, folks, we need to work on our reputation for our businesses and get those reviews, get those positive reviews, get those positive recommendations on both on your social, but also to market on your website. And that is why you want to check out my business, folks, our software, realtimereputation.us. That's realtimereputation.us. Please check it out. It is literally the best thing that's ever happened to many of our campaigns, as that reviews bring together your social and digital campaigns. And the more positive reviews, as people are making those positive, decisions, they're looking at your, at your reviews. And so the more you can get, the better. And make it easy and automated with realtimereputation.us. Check us out.